Chain attacks, I'm not really a fan of chain attacks, to be honest.
Never mind, the animation looks rubbish now as well. But let us say hello to the players in the left-hand side. We have SK, and on the right-hand side, it is Fast Forward. We saw them pull out a good win with this Nova last game. Can they repeat the performance this game?
Yeah, so Raul and Tyrael is going to be heading into the top lane. In the middle lane, we're going to see Fresh on Illidan, BKB or Burger King on Uther. Linked is going to be playing Vala.
He's not Burger King.
Easy is going to be playing Falstad.
It's not Burger King. Remember, we changed it to Barbecue Killer Burrito.
Ah, Burger King.
It's Barbecue Killer Burrito. Alright, so we're seeing both teams doing the 1-3-1 composition. But it looks like the Nova and the Tyraels are the ones heading down into bushes. Nice hologram there. Just trying to get a little placement. And once again, we enter the beginning of the Heroes of the Storm game where all players make it out onto the map and then immediately retreat behind it again because they don't want to get caught out.
And this is also something, once again, the setup for the first part of the match is almost always the same. You get into a brush and you hope that your opponents overstay their welcome and immediately die. Marco Win, he's just going to show himself in the bottom lane together with Sepkaya. They're going to be forcing back Ralph so that the wave pushes into his tower. But that means that they have a 4-man advantage in the bottom side of the map. Should either Illidan or actually Illidan and Vala already starting on the hard camp.
Indeed, and Fresh is actually taking a lot of damage here. Using his evasion though, both of them actually taking a lot of damage here. This is a bit risky. There we go. BKB coming up to help him, realizing this is a good. Oh, Sepkaya. Sepkaya sees it. Can he hit? Can he hit one? Can he hit one? There's the snipe, but it's not enough. But he does stop this hard camp being taken. Half of it did die. But nice area control there, just purely by showing himself. Is able to prevent this being taken. And there we go. Linked and Fresh coming back up. Hologram has been thrown over the wall again just for the vision. And SebKR, oh, there's Illidan. Oh, he has been seen using the dash to reveal himself. SebKR needs help here. We can see a ping there as well to try and help. And Saihir gonna come in and prevent that from happening. And both teams have taken a shrine on either side. Still no first blood.
Yeah, that's kind of strange for a game like Heroes of the Storm. Usually we see first blood happening in the first 2 minutes, and well, this time it's not the case. Both teams are playing very, very cautious. Now on the bottom side of the map, Raul fighting with Marco Win at the shrine. Looks like Raul is getting out on top for now, but it's a fairly even fight. However, hello Dragon Knight, Saihir gets it.
Yep, Fast Forward giving up this Dragon Knight in favor of that hard camp. But all that's up there is Beezy. Beezy is the only person up there. And right now, Saihir with no support here is just going to start wandering around. SebKR is hovering about, just revealed himself by accidentally right-clicking on a minion. I'm assuming that was an accidental click. But here we go, looking for his opportunity here. Throws out a couple shots onto Fresh. Fresh taking a lot of damage there. And this is going to be SebKR's job, is to look for those squishies like Illidan, like Vala, and just pick them out and remove them from doing all their damage onto this Dragon Knight. And the Dragon Knight just going to try and charge through here. But the team of Team Fast Forward here, not really going to be able to break this far forward. They're not even going to get 2 towers, I think.
And maybe this is also because they picked up the hard camp in the top lane, forcing the team of Fast Forward, SK picking up the hard camp, which headed to the top lane, forcing the team of Fast Forward to fall back. And that's quite a big thing. However, Fast Forward did get tower and the gate in the middle lane, getting a little bit of an experience advantage early on in the game. For now though, top lane, Banzo, Jella and SebKR were showing themselves, and I think that they might just decide to go all in on that middle lane once again.
Indeed, Saihir was just pushed back a bit there, but he's pretty fine, has most of his health. Raul, a bit out of position here, does go. Illidan and Tyrael have both got in each other. SebKR is being chased down by Fresh here, getting a lot of damage right now. BKB is there as well, but SebKR is immediately out of this fight. Saihir also quite low, and first blood has gone down to Fast Forward. Saihir getting the fountain, so he is healed. Marco Wind dropping the heals as well. And SebKR currently chasing Linked, needs to be so careful. And another kill, 2-0 in favour of Fast Forward, and they get Linked as well. That's 3-0, and now they have almost a full level advantage.
And you can say a lot about Fast Forward, but last week they couldn't even put a dent into SK Gaming or any team. Well, they
MYI.
were. Was that MYI?
It was MYI last week because SK didn't play. Last one they played against. They did play against MYI. I'm pretty sure last Wednesday.
But Sunday they also played on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. And that's where.
I'm pretty sure we've cast them every week so far. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
well, maybe we just cost them a lot, but SK was pretty much undefeatable in the first cup, and now they're looking pretty weak.
Indeed, they can't really break through this. Like, their composition, pretty solid, but I think they're feeling overly cocky with this Illidan pick. It's a bit risky, but I think when ults come out, that's when SK are going to be turning this game around, if they are going to be able to turn it around at all. And while both teams are level 8, well, hang on, I'm going to want to see if Banzo is in any danger here. Nobody's fine, and so is Ral, both going to be able to escape fairly easily. I'm just going to have a quick look at the talents. We can see that Hot Shots has been picked up from that Nova again, as well as Gathering Power. Very much a high damage build, except for the first one, Taser rounds. Maybe it just sort of slow on the W of Nova, last for a little bit longer, because Nova's probably currently the character we're most interested in seeing what on earth is going on with.
Yeah, I'm currently hovering over Nova and seeing her talents, but also another easy camp being picked up here by Fast Forward. Fast Forward now going to hit level 10 rather soon, so the team of SK, they have to fall back and have to wait until they also hit level 10, else they will not be able to fight back against the onslaught that is Team Fast Forward right now. Mid lane though, getting pushed up by Sepkaya and Banzo. They're getting a little bit of XP there, going to hit level 10 right about now.
Indeed, level 10 has in fact been hit, so if there is a fight, they need to try and force it now. But SK knows that's the case, and they're just backed all the way up to their walls, except Falstad, who has the escape, and they're just playing it safe until they get the level 10 of their own. SebKR has moved to the top lane. Gonna see if we can pick off Beezy here. Lands the shots, the slow has been launched, and there's the triple tap, but the wall easily in the way. However, that gate has now taken a pummeling.
Yeah, but it isn't quite that much. It's still at over half hit points. Actually, look at Banzo here. He's now taking over the top shrine. And fast forward, they have to put people on the shrine in the bottom, or they're going to lose it. Yeah, they have finally lost it.
There is no one mid lane yet, though, because Ufa did come down to try and help take this, but it was already taken by the time. So now there is no one in the mid lane to really fix this. But it doesn't matter so much because both teams now have one shrine.
Yeah, bottom shrine now being contested by the team of Fast Forward. They're finally going to flip it into their hands again. Fight breaking out for now, and the only thing that Saihei and Marco Win have to do is keep them away from the shrine. Nova heading towards the shrine.
There's no one there.
3 seconds to take it. One.
Oh, nice holy wave there, but it can't do that twice. And SebKR gets the second Dragon Knight of the game for Team Fast Forward.
Yeah, now they're just going to be smashing through this first fort here. Going to extend their lead a little bit more. However, they have to be a little bit careful because you were talking about how SK is going to get a lot of power from their level 10. So Kaya immediately responding to that by kicking Uther out of this fight. Uther, of course, will be returning, but Sepkaya will have to punt ready once again. This fort is not long for this world. There's the punt.
And down it goes.
Yeah, Fresh immediately gets kicked to the other side. Nicely done here by Fast Forward. They pick up yet another fight.
There's the Judgment!
Here we go.
Judgment into the Ancestral Healing immediately negates all of that damage. Fresh popped almost instantly. Sorry, that wasn't Fresh, that was linked. Both of them quite small characters. I didn't get confused. There's the triple tap. That's going to be body blocked. No one does go down there, but they're dropping quite low. The Odin continuing to chase it. That was 2 for 0. Ancestral Healing negating all that damage that SK was able to do. Very nice play there by Marco when the Shock and All was not enough, and because of that, Fast Forward are now going to take this hard camp.
So we were talking about this in Champion Select. How do you counter a high damage build? Well, we just saw how. Get Rhaegar, get the full revive pretty much. Full regeneration.
Ancestral Healing, they have the tankiness of their team. Tychus, the tankiest assassin there is at the moment. Arthas and Diablo, also very tanky. And Nova, the entire job of Nova is to sit in the back, sit in a corner, and just poke. Just drop Illidan low so he doesn't want to go in. Just drop Valor low. Just drop Falstad low, just so they don't really want to engage.
And now you can see that Fast Forward is taking advantage of the situation by just getting every single camp on the map. The only camp that didn't go into the hands of Fast Forward was the easy camp on the side of SK. But then again, if you're picking up a hard camp, it's always better than picking up that easy camp. And they're going to pick up the final easy camp as well. As Sepkaya is near the golems together with Marco Win. They're going to take down the enemy siege golems while getting 4 of their own in that bottom lane. So it's going to be a huge push. Whereas there's a 5-man push in the top lane, so it's going to be a it's going to be a base race at this rate.
There's going to be a push for push, but with the Giants on the side of Fast Forward, their push is going to be better, although the triple assassin damage of SK here proving to be pretty good. And here's the counter push coming out of Fast Forward. They're a bit behind in this push now. SK already backing out of this. They've got what they wanted. They got that fort, and now they're just going to be out and head to that bot lane to make sure they don't lose a keep as well. There are still 4 siege giants in this lane as well, so this push can continue. There's a fast sight to make sure they don't get ganked from above. Very nice play there by Marco Win. And they're just going to continue this push. SK only just arrived to start defending, but the Giants are already at their base.
Yeah, these turrets are not long for this world.
There it is!
Did manage to... Oh, wow! Tigers just got wiped. Immediately fresh jumping straight in. Banzo trying his lightning breath as best as he can, just to keep them away from Sepkaya. He does go down as well. And suddenly, SK Gaming, they managed to pick up 2 for 0 here, allowing them to get slightly back into the game.
Now that is exactly what SK should have done there. Their comp, the whole point of it is to drop as much damage as quickly as possible. And that's exactly what they did. And this time, they focused the right target. They focused Tychus. Marco Win was a bit out of position there, who is actually going to deny this Dragon Knight here by taking top shrine. Very nice. But he was out of position.
Oh, Jala just gets wiped.
Yeah. And now finally, SK have control of the game because they were able to pick off the only person on Fast Forward who can really drop any kind of sustained damage. Nova can drop damage, but it's not enough to really deal with this. And this is where SK's comp shines. They just pick someone who, in this case, is Tychus, who is the most important person on that enemy team, and kill him off. Because Ancestral Healing cannot heal Tychus enough. Tychus has a lot less health than Rhaegar, which is why we saw him pop there.
Yeah, and also it takes a little bit of time before the Ancestral Healing kicks in. So if you can kill someone before the Ancestral Healing takes place, then you also get the kill. For now, though, there's still a slight advantage in favor.
BKB.
Oh, BKB is dead.
Oh, the shield! Oh, the heal! Ah, Link to life! This team is here so well! Ufa always walks away. Ancestral Healing is popped, though, from Marco Winter. So is the Odin. Bit preemptive there. They expected the team fight, and SK are just like, nope, we're done. We're done here. We have frightened you. This is all we wanted.
Does not want to fight against an Odin for a good reason.
Well, now that it's down, they can literally just do what they did earlier and just burst Tychus down. Second, that thing pops, which will be very soon. It will expire, and there it goes. And there's Illidan. There's Tyrael, sorry, moving in, and here comes the rest of SK looking for their opportunity. Going to take down that totem just so they get their full movement speed and look for their opportunity, look for their spot to engage, and Tychus will be their target.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that Fast Forward knows that. Fast Forward knows exactly what they're going to be trying to do. And now Fast Forward
where's that Divine Storm?
Quite a bit of damage.
We need that Divine Storm in order to get rid of the Nova. Nova gets stunned and judgmented on. Tychus is still alive in the back, though. Illidan has not taken the honeys. In fact, taken the Metamorphosis ult, so he is going to be able to escape there, as he did have to heal up. Tychus was shrunk ray during that fight. Beezy, the tankiness is continuing. Nova was popped, so they didn't go for the Tychus, so he was able to get all his damage done. And Rhaegar and the others were able to keep this alive. Ral was able to sneak the Dragon Knight, but now has to get out of there. But very nice. We saw exactly why Fast Forward's comp is incredibly good in the situation, because they focused Nova instead of Tychus there. And we're just seeing at the moment how important it is that SK gets rid of Tychus. He's the only sustained damage. Once that's done, Nova's quite easy to pick off. As long as you don't get picked off by Nova yourself, it's Nova and a load of tanks. Very hard to... Although the tanks will take a while to kill, they can't really kill you. Or at least not very quickly.
Without out, 37 seconds remain. Here's the punt. Dragon Knight kicking Tychus right back into the base, but not all that much was lost. But I'm still confused. How did they even sneak that Dragon Knight in? Because at the start of the fight...
Oh! Illidan just went down to a triple tap.
Well, now they're on Raw, and Raw only has 17 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Raul getting out of there as quick as possible in a tough position. Gonna be able to back out. And Dragon Knight, about to expire. 8 seconds remaining. Probably gonna try and do one more Fire Breath with it before it expires. Or, in fact, no, he's just gonna play it safe. He's gonna hang near the back and just let it pop. Not a huge deal.
Yeah, well, it makes sense because Raul was only at half hit points after that fight. For now, though, Fast Forward converging onto this hard camp. It's down to about half hit points. Only 2 of them remain. A lot of damage you can put down. Look at the overdrive there coming out from Saheya. BKB getting pulled right back in. The shock and awe hits everyone. but the ancestral healing of the Saiheya is more than enough to keep him alive. And now, at the same time, Fast Forward takes over the heavy camp that SK was fighting on. And are they actually going to backdoor this one, or are they just going to try and get ready for another shrine battle? Looks like they're going to try and take their own hard camp first.
Indeed, and at the moment, this game, we've seen this before. Every time we've seen SK usually, they've almost been looked unbeatable. They have been playing incredibly, but fast forward with this particular draft and this particular comp, really have SK on the ropes here. It is very impressive play, and it's definitely a draft advantage that they gave themselves. I think SK bit too cocky, picking 3 assassins into a comp with 2 tanks and 2 tanks and such a powerful healer.
Yeah, I really don't like the Illidan pickup. Yeah, I have to agree with you. But also the fact that he's not going for the hunt, but is going for metamorphosis instead.
I think that's important here. He needs it to survive, or he's just going to continue to be picked off. The hunt is nice to get onto Ufa, but their engagement here seems to mostly be from long range.
I still think that he needs to kill Tychus, and the only way he can do so is by getting onto Tychus, and he needs the hunt for that, so...
Yeah, well, Ancestral Healing's up, so if they do go to Tychus, they need to kill him pretty toot sweet, or he is just going to get healed up again, and it's just going to continue to push this. And right now, Fast Forward, the Knights of Fast Forward are pushing the top lane of SK, and Linked has gone up to try and deal with this. In fact, the whole team of SK has gone up to try and deal with this, and this means they will get control of the top lane to make sure that Fast Forward don't get another Dragon Knight, which will be their 4th?
3rd, I believe, because one of them went
oh yeah, Ral
SK.
stole it, yes. So that'll be their 3rd Dragon Knight. Here they go.
But for now, though, Fast Forward in a very good position to actually take the Dragon Knight, and both teams now moving as a 5-man unit, hoping to disrupt the enemy's Dragon Knight capabilities. Because if SK loses its Dragon Knight, it's all but over. Raw now getting caught up, and Jella, Raw having to jump out of there with his sword.
Yeah, Ral able to TP out, not in a horrible position.
There's a very big threat here on the map. There's no one at the bottom shrine.
BZ's heading down.
Never mind. There's no one at the bottom shrine, and then suddenly BZ is there. Yay.
Yeah, this doesn't mean that the Dragon Knight will be denied for Fast Forward. Fast Forward, though, are about to become a level ahead. They're going to hit level 19 any second now. Second, then near a minion that dies. There we go. So they now have a slight level advantage. They have a tiny bit of a health advantage. And because of that, going to be able to take this top 4. They feel comfortable. And they have control of this top shrine. They're in no danger of a sneaky Dragon Knight being taken this time.
I like how this game has completely slowed down. I mean, we are used to seeing a lot of fights being happening, a lot of kills happening, but only 13 kills. Now finally a team fight breaks out, but look at the tankiness here from Jella. They're onto BKB, Odin has been popped, Ral is in a lot of trouble, Artis goes down, however Tyrael on the other hand goes down as well, Uther goes down. And the Tyrael pop is 3-man. Sepkaya, he's desperately trying to get out of there. Saiheya survives.
Oh,
with the skin of his teeth, it's a 2 for 2.
It was a 2 for 2. Very nice play there by both teams. Nova, while Shrunk Raid, was able to get her triple tap off to kill off the Tyrael in that fight. But now she's heading top lane. BZ is already there. She needs to burst him down as quick as she can. And he survives. Banzo is there. Gets the kill. The rugby tackle in there, completely taking him out. But now SK does control the Dragon Strike. And now it's denied because Sepkaya went top lane.
Oh, this is horrible for SK because Saiheya is in position, and look at the bottom side of the map. Marco Win is on the shrine. It just takes 5 seconds until it is in hand of Fast Forward. There are 3 members down on SK, and this is the power of the resurrection from Diablo. Diablo knows that he is probably not the most powerful in the fight without a Dragon Shrine. If you're looking at Nova, triple tap, Tychus has the Odin. You have Rhaegar, who wants the Bloodlust, everything. The only one who can stand to lose a few abilities is Diablo in this fight, and still retain his functionality as a big, bad bruiser.
Indeed, and Falstad is still down. They're just going to push in here, looking for their opportunity. Nova is currently not near the team, but I'm just very interested to see, can Fast Forward get a keep here? That is the most important thing by Illidan.
Yeah, by Illidan. Illidan getting tossed away. Fast Forward slowly but surely moving towards that keep. Banzo already tanking up a little bit of the keep damage. And they're first going to be destroying that little tower there on the side. Or are they? Look at the damage being dealt to the keep by Banzo. The kick onto Fresh. Fresh is out of the fight, and SK cannot fight against his Dragon Knight right now. They're going to lose the keep, and that's a lot of pressure in that bottom side of the map.
Indeed, Banzo just going to take some of the other buildings here. He's not in huge amount of danger. Oh, that was an aggressive kick. He's a bit out of position now when Linked is moving in to punish that, but manages to vault out but still gets hit by the ice. Yeah. Fresh is on the side looking for the opportunity to teleport in with his Metamorphosis just to see if he can get the kill here. Dragon Knight has expired. If there's going to be a fight, SK needs to do it now. BZ able to get out of there. And they need to go in. Geller is under tower here. There's the triple tap onto BKB. BKB's okay. Ral dropping low. And here come the ults from everyone. Strafe has dropped down. And BKB did get popped there. BKB is still alive. Ral was popped there. Banzo is about to die under tower. SebKR is still okay. But Fresh with the Illidid still doing the damage as well as BZ. But BZ getting dropped very low. Seb managing to vault away from SebKR. Fresh, however, not so lucky, does get popped. And Marco Win, Saihea, and SebKR gonna begin doing damage to this core, but BZ is still here. Needs to be careful. Is going to get popped by SebKR. Does go down, and it looks like Fast Forward are going to take this game with 30-second respawn timers all around. And Fast Forward take down SK and win the game, moving on to the next round.
Excellent job here by Fast Forward, and I wouldn't have never expected this to happen. I mean, SK were so dominant in the first tournament, and now they fall to Fast Forward. Yeah, you can only say this was all due to the picks. You cannot destroy such a tanky team with a triple assassin combination. Okay, you get one, but then they will outlast your burst, and after that they will turn it around. So that's pretty much how it went down, and we can see how Fast Forward also getting that first Dragon Knight because SK didn't react was also crucial because it put them ahead. If they were behind, could have turned out a little bit different.
Just quickly, you might want to update Moobox. I just saw someone do the bracket thing, and it's put the cup 2 up in the Twitch chat.
It has put up cup 2. Okay, I will update. I will update him. Yes,
indeed. But but we spoke about this so many times. We can only emphasize this. That was a draft win. No disrespect to Fast Forward's play, because it was incredible, very, very high level play there. But you cannot understate how important their draft was in their victory. They had so much tank, so much heal, and SK just weren't able to get in. And it was incredible play by Fast Forward.
Exactly. Right, so we are going to be moving into the next match, which is going to be Fast Forward against, let me check, I2 Hard Hots. I2 Hard. FF versus I2 Hard. Right,
so Best Heroes Team Kappa is out. Aww.
Again.
Right,
so FF versus I2 Hard, and we're going to be seeing those guys in the next round. Also, on the other side of the bracket, Team Comment has been destroyed by Mouse Esports, who's going to be fighting off Team Finity. And on the bottom side of the brackets, it's My Insanity versus Vega Squadron and Meteor Makers against the winner of Planet Key Dynamics or versus Riders of the Storm. We're going into a short music break, and once we return, it is going to be Fast Forward against I2 Hard Hots in the ESL Community Cup number 3 for Heroes of the Storm. I'm Tekno, and this is Thatcher.